Critical race theory is a Marxist doctrine that rejects the vision of Martin Luther King Jr.
Martin Luther King was a great teacher, and Martin Luther King Jr.'s dream of having a colorless society.
He wanted his children to be judged by the content of their character
and not by the color of their skin.
People are judged by the content
of their character
and not the color of their skin.
He didn't want people judged on the color of their skin, but on the content of their character.
Content of their character, not by the color of their skin.
We must judge one another by the content of our character and not the color of our skin.
But I must confess that that dream that I had that day has at many points turned into a nightmare.
From former President Donald Trump to first-year Governor of Virginia, Glenn Youngkin, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s legacy will continue to get whitewashed. By the way, you know Youngkin, whose name Trump recently said sounds Chinese and also claimed couldn't win without him. That Youngkin. The Youngkin whose first executive order when he got in office was to sign a ban on teaching critical race theory in K-12 public schools. Well, according to Ethan Lynn, Governor Youngkin introduced a new proposed K-5 history curriculum, completely removing all mention of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Lynn amplified Wesley Hedgepeth, a social studies educator who said the proposed standards by Governor Youngkin removes MLK Jr. from the elementary curriculum. This selective erasure of one of the most prominent people of color in American history calls into question this entire revision of the proposed standards, which is weird coming from this Youngkin. If you're wondering what the state of Virginia is going to allegedly teach elementary school age kids instead, their education standards, quote, also refers to Native Americans as America's first immigrants, where allegedly Youngkin's team took out any mention of LGBTQ plus history, Juneteenth, European imperialism, racial conflict, and Cesar Chavez, just to name a few. This selective erasure, as Hedgepeth put it, makes mention of these people, including Christopher Columbus, but not MLK Jr. More on this later. Now, it would appear that in the midst of these tweets flying around about this topic and the Virginia NAACP opposing the Youngkin administration's history curriculum revisions and the Virginia Legislative Black Caucus releasing a statement about it, that a, quote, silent change was made today. This is the original proposal released on Friday, November 11th. Again, it's worth noting that these are at the very least allegations and that the likes of Lynn and Hedgepeth could be only showing selective screenshots that did not include how under kindergarten, intro to history, under civics, K7, it already said MLK Jr. But we'd have to believe in curriculum and education under Governor Youngkin, who silently shut down his critical race theory tip line that people use to report other stuff, but not CRT, because it's not being taught at the K-12 level. That Youngkin. The VA Board of Education meeting has passed as of this recording, but you can still let your voice be heard. With that said, in the new version of their education standards, Ronald Reagan is described as one of several innovators and heroes alongside Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. You know, the Ronald Reagan who begrudgingly made MLK Jr.'s birthday a federal holiday and was the first of many GOP politicians to say this.
We're committed to a society in which all men and women have equal opportunities to succeed. And so we oppose the use of quotas. We want a colorblind society, a society that, in the words of Dr. King, judges people not by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character.
That quote from that stanza from that speech. For Rebel HQ, I'm Jeff Wiggins. My architect knows Japanese. For more from the Young Turks, stay right here. To see additional content from yours truly, click on the Jeff Wiggins hashtag. You can also find me on my YouTube channel, We Gonna Be Alright. Thanks for watching.